Good morning, America. This is your good friend, Dr. Turi. And today I'm wearing my Roswell t-shirt. For some of you who do not know, I was invited for the 50th anniversary of the Roswell incident, where I was speaking. And then some of the people at the city board says, "Hey, Dr. Turi, we heard about your predictions. So we'd like you to make some predictions, and then we're going to put this time capsule 6 feet under the city hall floor." So in case you do not know, I already made this story. My prediction will come to light in 2050. So I'll be either dead or I don't know. Wow, I'm 70, nearly 69 something. And if you do the mathematics, maybe I'll make it. Okay, well, we see. Now, for some of you who have not really understood my message, I repeat myself. In October, on that upcoming cruise over there, I will do something that will prove to the world, that's big, that UFOs and extraterrestrials are real. Still do not know what it is, but as you know, I have entirely and completely faith in Draco, the extraterrestrials that entered my life in 2012. And you can see all those wonderful, beautiful orbs on my website. If you go there and look for Message to the World, you're going to see the succession of those orbs that entered my body. You can see them coming and then getting into my third eye and then coming out of my heart, which is me serving you every single day. So I have total faith because I'm going to prove to you again. And we are the 23rd. We are 2 days from that SOS to the world deadly window. I don't know if you look at the news, but they seem to be definitely matching my windows, not only in terms of the perfect timing, but also the quadrant and the obvious keywords. And that's what I'm going to be elaborating today. Okay, so we're going to discuss all this. So in reference to that incredible announcement that I made, come on that ship and then experience it and then talk. And then we go from there. As I told you earlier, I'm the only one crazy enough. All those UFO researchers out there, and I repeat myself, many of them have never seen a UFO or dedicated to an extraterrestrial. Okay, that's pretty incredible in its own. So for me to make this announcement, I have to be pretty sure or completely and entirely insane. Well, time will tell. And then you can judge my word, my claims already by looking at what's going to transpire on the 25th. Okay, so if you recall, I wrote a newsletter, and it's called, it's titled July 25th, SOS to the World Deadly Window. That was published a few days ago. There is also a specific video for that specific announcement for those predictions. So go and read it. The link is there. Just click on it and then wait for the 25th. Meantime, let's elaborate a little bit about the new title that I have. Artificial Intelligence Deadly Effect on Humanity. Let me show you something. You see this beautiful, unbelievable, wonderful, creative tool, this electronic energy here, is induced by the draconic, stimulating the mind of scientists that are able to produce such a beautiful technology. I call it artificial intelligence because it is intelligent on its own. All right. Now, the ramifications goes, my gosh, it's unlimited. Okay. Now, misused by the reptilians in the name of ego, stupidity, taking a selfie and ending up in the bottom of the Grand Canyon, it's the opportunity to use that technology are literally endless. and they will kill you. They already have killed thousands and thousands of people who text when they drive. Young soul who have absolutely no idea, wants to make the most beautiful selfie in the name of ego. Remember, the reptilians will use not only the technology, but your ego to stimulate you to do things that are really, really stupid, which you should not do. Next thing you know, you're dead. Technology means also airplanes that are hijacked by terrorists who are under the jurisdictions of the reptilians. Next thing you know, everybody dies. The airplane explodes, or the pilots, as I predicted on I can't remember the name now, that Asian airplane who fell in the ocean and nobody found it. Well, Draco told me that what happened was the pilot actually committed suicide and everybody went with him. Long story. We are just 2 days away from that July 25th SOS to the World Deadly Window. And then what's happening right now is just mind-boggling. And if you cannot relate to my quatrain and obvious keywords, I do not know what I can do to prove to you the reality of Draco channeling and me working for you through him. All right, so let's start by talking about a little bit about this nasty technology. My first warning for you, of course, is to realize that the reptilians are going to intensify not only the creation of this new artificial intelligence, but also the use of this technology. I'd say the misuse of this technology that will kill, a lot of human beings. Okay, and remember, in the 50s. When the first scientists create nukes, that was definitely imparted by the reptilians. All along, the draconians have also helped humanity to create beautiful technology to, rebuild your heart, to fix your eyes. God knows what they did, like the Jews did, using that technology to fix my hip. Microscopic tubing and camera. It's absolutely mind-boggling, the beauty, the productivity, the help, and the wonders of what this new technology can do. But you know what? A coin has two faces. And then these two faces are representation of the good and the bad. God, the devil, yin and yang, male, female, up and down, the reptilians, the draconians. That's where it all started, and that's where it all finished, because that's all there is. So let's talk about this technology. I don't know how many of you have read the news, but Cuba sonic attacks change people's brain. Right now, there is a lot of trouble going on that little island over there. Again, it's false, again, by accident. Like if I knew all these people were going to get together and then start to wanted to remove a greedy, abusive politician who should take my words very, very carefully, because a lot of people won't make it. Believe me, a lot of people will die. So this attack changes people's brains. That's what scientists who are logical and rational will tell you. I remember when I was in the Marshall Islands, they were doing all sorts of tests on their sonic attacks, and it reflects on the attitude of the islander, the native, and those who works on those islands. Not to forget, of course, the old concrete dome, which is cracking and dropping tons and tons of nuclear waste into the ocean. That is sad. That's the technology misused by the reptilians. And again, the government can do nothing to fix it. There's no way they're going to send anybody out there to fix that. It's impossible. It can't be fixed. You're not going to go and crack the cement and then with white, dress and gloves and goggle and try to fix that. It's too much. It's unfixable. There's no return to it. Pray God. 10 years ago, I was in George, and I said to George, we have 50 years if we're lucky. You can watch that TV show on my website. Go to drturi.com and you see the picture of George and I shaking hands. We're good friends, been good friends for many years, been on this show, a regular guest for many, many years, because he knew then and still know now that I'm the real thing as far as prediction is concerned. And my connection with extraterrestrials is very, very different than anyone else. And that's what I'm trying to prove to you again. So what's happening, it's when you send sound wave, you're not only killing the whales who are dying by the thousands of dolphins, okay, but you're also hurting humans. So they think maybe they associate all this turmoil and all this negativity because of the sonic attacks. It's induced by the stars. That SOS to the world deadly window is a plutonic window, which happens to be, Pluto happens to be the main base of the reptilians in our solar system. So when their window comes in, so to speak, that's where news of death and drama and killers and terrorism and gutsy and sex, it's all over more than usual. So as I said, I collected a few of those for you to make sense, to understand and read the news like I do in a very different way. So many of those stations in Havana reported hearing intense, loud sounds coming from a specific direction, which it describes as buzzing, grinding, metal, piercing squeals, and humming. Well, guess what? Just find a way to put your hand on your microwave, or put your head into the microwave. Some stupid infected kids have put cats and pets and God knows what just to experiment the power of those sonics attacks. Now see the result. Okay, so here's logic. That is definitely a reptilian infected endeavors, as much as other endeavors, such as trying to go back to the moon or sending idiots, suicidal, gullible kids on a mission to Mars. Well, anyway. As far as my cell phone is concerned, again, the front-facing camera of your smartphone, it changed the entire way of taking pictures. In the old day, you had this, camera here. Now it's unbelievable. And then there is also those social apps that you can use to share them. There is other technology that is also available to make yourself look better. It's pretty convenient nowadays to share those selfies. And the trend, as I said, is going to be exploding. That's nothing, especially with the 5G coming up. Oh my God. I'm glad I'm nearly 70 years old. At least I will have lived a full entire life. And I'm so sorry for all those kids out there who have absolutely no idea what's going on. They've been indoctrinated either by religion or by science, and the results are so pretty obvious as far as I'm concerned. I remember, maybe you have to be an old folk like me, maybe 60, 50, 65, 70 and above. I remember there were days when I was walking in nature, I had like the boost of an incredible amount of love and happiness and joy. It happened like 2 or 3 times in my life. Once when I was with my mother, and another time when I was in nature by the ocean. It doesn't last long, but it makes you feel like you're so blessed, like you're being touched by God himself. And you feel that energy of love and peace and faith. And it's indescribable. You cannot explain it, okay? However, I didn't have this feeling for a long time now, because those energy are taking that away from us. If you're forced with this world of technology to mingle with a bunch of crazy people on Facebook that have nothing to do that to spur the infected negative nature upon you. Then you take that with you and you eat, and you remember all that happened to you, and you put poison in your body. Man, my days were so much better when I was close to nature. I could go in the morning and come back when it was time for me to eat, because my tummy was saying, it's time to eat, I'm starving. Or it's still daylight. My mother had no clue what the hell I was all day long. messing around, playing with my life. And you read my book, Beyond the Secret, and then read my entire bio, see where I came from, because that was the golden years. And as we moved into this new age, this new technology, this, wow, it is a curse for humanity, because this is going to overtake us and turn us into those reptilians, soulless, life self-duplicating forms out there. So when I have UFO conference, people are telling me I'm not technological enough. Wow, you could see the effect of the reptilians stopping these people, me getting to those conferences, not allowing me to go on those conferences so I can, make you aware of what's going on. But as always, that's how it is. The reptilians will put the people who don't have the truth or have their own truth, but does not remotely affect the spirit or the spiritual values, the psyche of the human being. It's all technological. It's all scientifically oriented. It's all rational. The essence of the spirit of humanity is going down the drain. And I am here trying to save that. That's why if you have a radio show, a TV show, or if you have a UFO conferences, don't turn me down, because my information in my slideshow is just unbelievable. Okay, me to know, you to find out. And in every one of my UFO conference in the future, I will prove to the people, and I will tell them, okay, I'm going to do this, go there. And I'm going to prove to them the reality of Draco, because Draco told me, wherever you're going to go now, I will be helping you to prove that I am real. So I'll leave it as that. We go from there. All right, so let's go to the top news. Of course, the DOJ is telling Mueller not to make the news. You know what happened with the Mueller report? It was supposed to be last week. No. They are doing it exactly during the timing of that SOS to the world that involves secret, FBI, Russia. I mean, shit. Let me be damn honest with you. If you don't get it, I don't know. I'm not a friend of Mueller and told him, hey, you know what? Don't do this day with this day. So there is higher forces that are beyond your comprehension, something that I'm able to detect. So there you go. The Mueller report will be exposed secret to light, FBI, CIA, Russia, during that SOS to the world deadly window. And I'm not saying this for you to say, yeah, Dr. Turi, yeah, you're the best. No. I'm just trying to help you to raise your cosmic consciousness and understand a little bit more than what your eyes and your five limited human sense can comprehend. Wow. Okay. My windows always mention, especially those personal window, police news. That's a given. Okay. 2 Louisiana police officers are now fired because they were making suggestion to kill a lawmaker, okay, on Facebook. How stupid can you be? When I say be ready for a wake-up call, and whatever you do, whatever you say during those days will follow you for the rest of your life. If you have watched many of my videos talking about those SOS to the world plutonic deadly window, I always say the same thing. Now, do you think those police officers got their wake-up call? Now, do you think the police community, okay, could benefit from my work? So those brave, beautiful, courageous servants, okay, go home safely, because during those windows, none of those cops is saved. None of them is safe, because that's where the police and the criminal elements are controlled by the reptilians as much as by the draconis, okay? Because their technology helps to catch the crooks. But in that case, technology was used against them, and they had no idea. Had they read my forecast, had they knew me, had they listened to this and pay attention over the months or the years that I've been teaching, they would say, oh my gosh, Dr. Turi is right. This window is coming, so that's not going to be the same day for me, or the same night. I might not make it home. But again, as always says, the police executive are responsible for all the death of all those cops, not only the one of the past, but the one in the future, because they still, like the US Department of Education, they still do not allow me, sorry about that, they do not allow me to actually teach them. So if you are a police officer, if you know a cop, and God knows there's plenty of you out there, okay, be aware. That's a message for you. The next 2 or 3 days, you don't want to mess around, because the reptilians are going to kill you. You know, I have so much history, so much wisdom as far as the police being touched by the reptilians during those windows. I lost track. Just Google, you know, Dr. Turi police, Dr. Turi FBI. And when they knock at my door for the second time after me predicting a terrorist attack in Paris, in New York, those windows was active. Did they learn something? No, they were too young, 40 years old, maybe 35, 40-year-old kids, religious fanatic scientists, at least. They couldn't get what I was trying to tell them. All I was trying to do is to help them. Now, well. So there we go. Let's move on now. Police. U.S. politician criticized embattled Puerto Rico Governor Ricardo Rossello. Well, you can obviously see that this Mr. Ricardo Rossello was a greedy, infected, reptilian bastard for all these people to want his ass out of his position here. Okay, excuse my French, Between those windows, people tend to be very honest. They have a lot of problem with stupidity. It's a wake-up call for this guy, and he's still hanging to his seat, and that could cost his life. He's not aware. He's not aware. If not his life, the life of some other cops or the people involved trying to get rid of him out of his position. Again, that's happening during that window. Fear of thugs for hire in Hong Kong after mob attack. I mean, my keywords tell you mob. And during those windows, people are literally geared by very, very destructive, powerful emotions coming from the moon. Okay? Moon is not a UFO base, and it's not hollow. The moon is set and created by the Draconis to regulate your emotions. Where the word lunatic, moody, crabby comes from, subconsciously responding to the power of the moon, regulating the emotional response of humans, and of course, in time of a full moon, everything going berserk. Okay, so again, talk about thugs. All right, Equifax exposed 150 million American personal data. Now they will pay up to 700 million. Fine. Again, secret come to light, and wake up call. So I guess Equifax got his wake-up call. And all these CEO and FCOs and all these big guys out there and all these millions and billions of corporations, man, they would save so much money if they had, or if they were less skeptical or giving me a chance to work for them. The sad reality is that the stars don't care. As I said many times before, God would create an earthquake or a tsunami, a volcano, tornado, and kill innocent babies. So by this, I mean that I could help the crooks. So if I had no integrity, I could use all that wisdom to make money, to make sure I could bring drugs from one part of the world to the other one, and become a billionaire or trillionaire, because I'd be safe all along, because I know how to use those energy for or against, so to speak. Yeah, well, I would not do that, because I'm not reptilian infected. I'm not greedy, and I have integrity. I'm a true, loving, caring human being. Not many know enough of me out there. All right, now what else do we see here? Morehouse College staffer puts on leave while school investigates sexual misconduct accusation. Again, keywords mention checks. Keywords mention wake-up call, secrets to light. There you go. What else? Kamala Harris team up to decriminalize weed. What do you expect? She's a Libra. She was born October 20th, 1964. Go to drturi.com, click on Libra. Libra and Capricorn are natural religious fanatics, lawmaker, and natural pothead. They have a very addictive personality, either the spiritual level or rational level. They become scientists, psychologists, lawmakers. But indeed, pot hate it. And this is why, pretty much like Mr. Disgrace, Neil deGrasse, also the pothead, is born in October. Sanjay Gumpa, I mean, all those very educated people who have names in place of power are mostly led by the reptilians, not in all areas of their life, especially if you support Kamala Harris. She's a beautiful woman, but that doesn't take away the fact that she's reptilian infected because she smoked pot and she endorsed pot, and then it's a good business. It's controlled by the reptilians. It's all about peseta. You know the game. All right, move on. Russian boxer Maxim Dadaev, 28 years old, dead after suffering brain injuries in his first loss. I mean, look at this, 28 years old. He was mold, he was aggressive, he was negative, he was kid, he was like me when I was a young, fighting everybody. Broke my nose, broke my arm, broke my wrist. Luckily he survived, even survived cancer. And all along I made it. I made it because my little village didn't have a place where there was a ring. You cross my village in 2 minutes. That's where I came from. So there was no opportunity. That's why I'm in the United States. But I've had this opportunity to have where I could be taught how to box. I have the same chart as the $1 million guy in Las Vegas that wins all this battle. This black dude, what is his name? I watch all this because I love boxing too. So I have a broken nose. It's the money-making machine. That's, I'm not good at recalling name when I channel. I'm up there. So I have the same chart. So if I have had that opportunity, I would have turned myself into a boxer. And God knows, maybe at the age of 28, I'll be dead. So I was spared all along. I was spared when I came here with my master tape from London, following my first sale record. We didn't have CDs on those days. My first record sold thousands of copies. And suddenly enough, the management used to screw me over. When I came to the United States, they said, oh my gosh, after listening to the master tape on the audio room, they said, wow, we're going to bring you musicians here. We're going to reproduce that. And then so I was going to call them, and then I thought, no, something told me not to do it. By now, I could be very rich and very famous and singing and then doing music. All I do is play piano for myself now, or whenever I go to some conferences. Because, I could have been on top and then, be totally infected, being like everybody else, using drugs, cocaine, and being crazy, being famous. And then, have a debauchery life with sex, rock and roll, drinking. Excuse me. And I would not be made to 70 years old or close. So I was spared all along, but I could not understand all that all that happened to me had a very specific purpose. So I could be here today with all that cosmic wisdom and guide you. They help you. What else do we have? Involving death. Chris Kraft, first flight director of NASA, for NASA, died at 95 years old. So he had a very long life. Bless your soul. But again, my keywords are very clear. Expect famous death. There you go. I didn't know this guy was about to die. But Draco did. And objectively, he gave me the timing. There's more coming, believe me. Woman 20 found stabbed to death beside injured dad in car. How disgusting and terrible that. A young 20-year-old woman dead. The reasons are endless. Could be a crazy boyfriend, because insane husband, or just a crazy killer because they are under the jurisdiction of the reptilians and very active during my window. Here goes the results. Death news. You're going to tell me, oh, well, people die every day. Of course, people die every day. But there is a concentration of death during those windows. And if they die, it's because they happen to be under one of these negative SOS to the world deadly windows, and in one of their personal SOS to the world deadly window, which I call personal cosmic biorhythm. So when you have two negative energy against you, well, you're a goner. That's it. There is a way to find out, but you're not interested, or I don't know. A lot of people are, so that's why I do the job for them. Is your life worth $100? I don't know. You may decide to go on a trip, on a cruise, somewhere during one of your negative SOS to the world window, conjuncting one of my negative window, and next thing you know, bye-bye. You'll be like that little girl who died out of that cruise, dropped by a grandfather or grandmother, whatever. Oh, there's so many, many ways to die. And none of these accident is an accident. It's not induced by celestial forces being manipulated by the reptilians. Much too ahead of time, much too controversial for people to really understand it yet. But as always said, my work is for the future generation that will be a little bit more spiritual than their religious or atheist parents. California priest ousted after car accident reveals he stole over $95,000 cash from churchgoers. If that does not prove to you, the reptilians have created all religion. Okay, well, I don't know what will do it. Greed. I'm not saying all the priests are that way. But, for a priest who wanted to wear the robe, most of the time is because it's an easy job. You get close to your little children. And, if you're a Neptunian, if you have a very strong Neptune in your chart, you're gonna follow one of the 875 different religions, or you're gonna be part of any cult, Scientology, Mormonism, Witness of Jehovah. You're going to end up following David Koresh, or Reverend Jones, or any of these young stupid kids over there praying Jesus so they can get to your wallet. Wake up. If you're lucky, you're not going to die in fire. I don't know, but it's so damn obvious, the greed, manipulation that's taking place on this planet. You're not going to go to hell. When I tell you this is hell, maybe you're going to believe me. This is it. Body found in Indiana cornfield 20 years ago, identified as missing Detroit mother. Isn't that terrible? Well, again, secret to light. News about death. It's all there. Bella Thorne says she's actually pansexual. That an actress or a singer, I don't know. Pansexual means that you're going to screw anything that you like. That's what it means. It's not necessarily, I'm going to go for a woman or I'm going to go for a guy. I'm going to go for either because chemistry, because, the sexual vice, being rich, famous, drug to the dead, that's lifestyle. Anything that moves that can make me feel something, I'll do it. And that is basically what the reptilians did, because most of these kids are already led by their rich parents, so they know who they know. In life, is who you know, is not what you know. Proof of that, look me. I got golden, priceless wisdom, but who you know is the people that are going to help you to promote that. And the people you know are reptilians infected, religious fanatics, or insecure, or jealous, I don't know, okay? Or they think you don't have what it takes to talk about UFOs, then, the reptilians are controlling you. Those persons, that's the way we are. Understand that. So it all starts by the parents being infected, and their own genes are infected. So when that child is in the womb, you heard me before, the reptilians manipulate the genes, and then next thing you know, you have a pansexual, transsexual, you're gay, lesbian, and anything else for that matter, not to forget Down syndrome, autism, and it doesn't end. And it doesn't mean they are no human being, doesn't mean they are not smart, doesn't mean they are not anything else and you should be shot. No. They're human being. They're just victimized. And they do not know. And a lot of people do not understand why. And then they go after them and kill them. Oh, it happens all the time. How many gays and transsexual and pansexual and God knows what have been killed in 1 year? I don't even want to tell you the number because it makes you feel sick. So instead of being stupid and understand that these people that they do not understand are victimized by higher force, like they are themselves, they're probably more infected than those pansexual or transsexual because they kill them. That tells you that the reptilians have more control over the perpetrator than the victims. It's all about education. Knowledge is power, ignorance is evil, my friend. Light and AC are still off for thousands in New York and Detroit. Now, do you think that is a little mechanical problem? Well, if you believe this, well, it's okay to be, like an ostrich and stick your head in the ground. No. That's the Russian showing their power in the infrastructure. All right, former judge dragged from court after her sentencing. There you go. I think what she was trying to do is to use a family member or a friend using a position. The next thing you know, now she got a wake-up call. Okay, you can't hide the truth. The truth will always come up. You like it or not, it will always come up. That's why you have to be careful. Okay. So this lady's life is completely changed now. She used to be on the side and punishing people and imposing the law. Now she's suffering the law. What happened? Maybe she was born with the tail of the dragon in her career. Maybe she was born with a very negative energy affecting her career. Like I explained yesterday, why President Trump is going after foreigners and why President Trump, anytime he touch and open his mouth in anything that involves foreigners and foreign land, including religion, is just going downhill and deeper and deeper and deeper because nobody's there to counsel him about this dragon's tail. And because he's the father of the country or father of the world, being the most powerful man in the world, his legacy, his racist legacy, it's already in place. And it's going to take a lot of people. I hate making this type of prediction, but in a year and a half, 2 years from now, you're going to say, man, Dr. Turi was so right. This is just the beginning. Give power to somebody who doesn't know who he is and want to control your life. As a result, in the future, again, future generation will not put people in power because daddy was rich, giving him a few $100 million to start his life. But they're going to choose people who have the perfect stars in relationship to the stars of the country or the integration of the country. So that demands a little bit of thinking. But first, you have to completely restructure the educational system. In other words, indoctrination, religiously or scientifically, has to be cast aside, and the future generation will keep an open mind. And that's why all my work and those videos, once I'm gone, will still be there for those kids who will be able to tap on this, on my work, and then start to rebuild a world where education, intelligence, cosmic consciousness, and the understanding of cosmic design, God, divinity will be respected, used, handled properly. And then peace, love, happiness will reign ever after on earth. We are a long way to go. That is, we make it for the next 40 years left. Remember my prediction to George Norrie? We only have 50 years. That was 10 years ago. Okay, what else do we have? South Korean fire warning shot at Russian aircraft. Again, Russia. I mentioned the word Russia. Wake-up call. Grocery store employees missing for 10 years, found behind store cooler. Damn, what the hell's going on? I mean, if that body must have been stinking, or maybe it was under ice in the cooler, so yeah, frozen meat. I mean, for somebody, that tells you the type of stuff. I mean, I remember when I was a butcher, when I was a kid, my first job was being a butcher. It was just learning how to cut meat and all that good stuff. And I couldn't stay too long on that cooler. But man, if there was a body in there, I would have seen it. That tells you the stuff. And the cooler needs to be clean thoroughly. Okay? And that was my job. And I don't think I would have missed a dead body. But that's, again, secret to light, news about death. Morbid. Arrest made in death of student found near lake. Again, death news, no point in elaborating. You can go and watch the news. I just collect them for you so you understand how to read the news in a different way and then say amen and being disgusted. No, there's reasons for everything. Remember, no accident. 3 reasons to fear America's massive 70 trillion debt pile in super wealth debt. That's not good. I don't want to talk about that. Why wealthy parents who bankroll their adult children are hurting them. Again, you know, you take care of their children because you love your children. You don't want them to suffer and then go remotely through what you may have experienced. But look, when you do that, you create somebody like Trump, somebody which is bully, somebody who has never to worry about a penny of his life, somebody who has never to worry about saving to do something, somebody like you and me. That's what you're going to produce. You're going to produce an egocentric, an insecure person, somebody who, and I'm not saying this because you support or you don't support Trump, that's your deal. And my world is spiritual. Understand what I'm saying? But you're not building this child. You know, when I was a kid, I had to look in the trash for my food. I had to sleep on top of buildings so I could gather some warm air on the stairs. I slept on the beach, being thrown to jail by the cops because I'm not supposed to sleep on the beach. Yet I had the great opportunity. You know, they told me either you go back home and, you know, mess up with my parents, which it's a long story. You read my book, Beyond the Secrets, you see the hell I went through. Or you go to the college. And in France, we have a FPA, which is a system that takes care of the kids. So they told me either you go back home, you go stay in jail, or you go to college. And government pay for it for 6 months. And I end up becoming a welder. And then I came in this country with such a gift, thanks to my parents, that I was making $70 an hour on the US base in San Diego and Pearl Harbor. Okay? Understand what I'm saying? So if you call that socialism, I think it's good to invest in your children, because if I didn't have this and I arrive in LA, maybe I would have joined again to survive. Now, decision is yours. Okay, so talking about super wealth here, and then taking care also of taking over care of your kids. So I had to build it all from the scratch. I didn't arrive here like David Icke, you know, with a limousine and $1 million house and hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, contract. I arrived here with $50 in my pocket. And the reptilians were all along watching me say, hey, we cannot give this guy power. He knows too much. He's completely against our agenda to destroy humanity and Mother Earth. But all along, so had the Draconics behind me. They cannot interfere. Remember that. The Galactic Federation of Grand Cosmic Order is very clear. No interference. Extraterrestrials cannot interfere with human beings unless commissioned by specific purpose. Long story. Don't want to go there again. All right, let's see what we have. The Milky Way gobbled up another galaxy billions of years ago, study says. First of all, who was there a billion years ago? Okay? That tells you how the scientific community, like any famous speaker, we have to keep these lies, this imagination, this entertaining, this, so that they keep there in the front by deceiving you. Okay. Who the hell was there a billion years ago to witness the Milky Way gobbling another galaxy? Well, it's educational, it's scientific, it's interesting. Yeah. But they have something else behind that, and that is, okay, much more important, much more deceiving than you could believe. So just Google NASA Dr. Turi, NASA-DRTURI, and then read about the real purpose of NASA. Hubble spies something mysterious around a supermassive black hole. Again, as you know, the reptilians will transfer from different vibrational systems through black holes. They have the know-how. Okay. And then what the Hubble spy detected it as probably one of their ships. It could also be a Draconis ship. Understand that there is not just white, there is also black. And the Reptilius lives in dark matter, okay? And if the Reptilius are able to go through black holes, do you think the Draconis cannot do the same? No, they hit, but they are low obedient, and that's their problem. They're waiting for something. Inside NASA's plan to send human back to the moon. I thought all these billionaires and everybody else wanted to go on Mars. What do you think they want to go on the moon for? Well, that'd be perfect strategic position if there is a cyber war, or maybe they think, oh wow, the way this Earth is going, dying, billions are being wasted to build technology to go on Mars and on the moon. When look at what's going on with planet Earth, look what's going on with nature and its wildlife. This is insane. So maybe if we can start to build something out there, we can survive the death of that we can foresee with Mother Earth. But do you think they're going to take you there? Or your children? Well, it's all financial. It's all for security. There's reasons that make sense to these people, and they're all going the wrong way. Yeah, there's nothing on the moon. There's nothing to gain for you, for me, for the normal people. A lot to gain for the government, a lot to gain for those rich bastards who wants to financialize and entertain all the billionaires who can afford it. No, you. Meantime, we are going to pay the price at the end. David Spade reflects on Kate Spade's death. David Spade is remembering all the loved ones he's lost, like me, like you, during his life. And there have been many, sad enough. The comedian is 55, back with a new Comedy Central show, Lights Out with David Spade, that's the title. In a new interview, he discussed the success and setbacks he's faced, including the death of his sister-in-law, fashion designer Kate Spade, who died by suicide last year. What would you expect? Rich, famous, drugs, alcohol, reptilians, desperation, depression, infection. Next thing you know, suicide. Is it worth it? Well, all I'm doing today is to make you one more time aware of what's going on. Keep your eyes open. Use critical thinking. Realize the technology that can be such a blessing for humanity is like a razor blade. It has two sides. And it has proven over and over again that this technology can kill and has killed and will kill a lot of people. So what can we do? We cannot go back. No, we're going forward. There is no way stopping karmic lessons of planet Earth and all the Earthlings. No, this is hell. My good friend, this is hell. You have chosen your parents, you have chosen your country, you have chosen your race, you have chosen your stars, you have chosen everything before you came and reincarnate on this dense physical world so that you can grow and pay your karma and move on. Because all is that is all, meaning there is no beginning, there is no end. We are eternal, and that's the beauty about this message. We are here just for a fraction of a second in time and space. And we are eternal human beings. So if you don't want to come back on this hell or worse hell, because it is worse than planet Earth, believe me, then upgrade, be more positive, work with the Draconis. Do something to help others. What did you do today to help somebody? What did you do for humanity today? Got a lot of people bashing me, hurting me, trying to kill me, whatever it is. To them, I say, what did you give the world? Your negativity? You're going to go on Facebook and start to bash everybody? You're going to regurgitate your frustration because you're not creative? Well, I would say find out where your Pluto is in your chart, okay? And then regenerate. Find out by house and by sign what this planet wants you to do so that the reptilians cannot have control over you. become a better human being. And again, you know, I warned you weeks ago. And then all I'm asking you to do is to remember, today we are the 23rd, we are 2 days from that July 25th SOS to the world deadly windows. And so far have been proven to you today, with all the news that I've explained, that Draco channeling should be heeded and shared, so that being part of the solution, you're not just helping Dr. Turi, but you're helping the world. Be part of it. You know, sometimes I have anything from 100, 200, 300, 400, 1,500, 2,000 hits on those videos. And then I see 1, 2, 3 people, or I see like few like. Take the time to click on the like. Whatever reason you have not to click after me giving you so much shows that you're infected. Change now. Change your attitude now. Become a progressive, positive human being. Be part of the solution. If you have any question, like many of the people have, sometimes they have fear. Just write to me. I don't bite. I will write back. I promise I ain't going to put you down. This is a movement, okay? I'm far from making those videos viral like they're supposed to be. No, you're going to see stupid videos that are entertaining, or a stupid girl who has nothing to do with to stuff herself with pizza, and that's entertaining. You're laughing, you're upset, angry, terrible. And that is exactly what the reptilians want. Make a decision to be part of the light. Make a decision to be a productive, positive human being like me. Do your part. And you can show it by supporting my work and sharing my work. All right. We're going to come to the end of this little meeting here. My dear friends, I'm going to be on the radio. You have the dates. Excuse me. On that newsletter here. It's going to be interesting to talk to that lady for 3 or 4 hours in the UK. So pay attention. It's going to be an interesting, some blog talk radio, I believe. As I said, we just have 2 more days for the maximum energy to come down. So I repeat myself, a lot of you is not going to make it. Okay. And then just remember, you're going to get a wake-up call. You're going to be able to perceive the truth about people, because during those windows, only the truth prevail. Lies must come to light. And that's why Mueller's report is coming up. I'm not a friend of Mueller. He didn't call me and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do that during your windows, Dr. Turi. No. Draco told me. That's another proof that Draco should be trusted, and his message should be heeded, and you should be part of the solution again by sharing my work. All right, guys. Make it a beautiful day. Talk to you in a few days. Bye-bye.